Hi, folks. Hank Pyro here, and I'm discussing Q related material. Specifically, I'd like to discuss Q related skepticism and discuss how a coalition, do not descend into a cult. Trump Nation is a multifaceted organism. There's a lot to be said about Nation for its diversity. There are evangelicals, there are fiscal conservatives, America First people, proponents of a strong national defense. There's you might call them common sense people who just are just tired of the excess foolishness promoted by the previous administration and the Democratic Party in general. But more importantly, is there people who are none of these things and all of these things who have formed a coalition, and that was a reactionary, and I'm not afraid to use that word. We should use that word reactionary because we were reacting to a kleptocratic movement. We are a coalition of anti-kleptocrats. That's a mouthful, I know, but that's who we are. We saw a kleptocracy that was so drunk on its own power that you could have James Comey stand up in public and make outrageous statements listing criminal behavior, and then punchline, boom, boom. No reasonable prosecutor would bring charges. We just laid out a boatload of charges. We saw corruption in plain view. We saw so many abuses of power that would only be confirmed for us once Donald Trump took office and Spygate, with all of its many, many facets, would start to be revealed. We're still fighting that battle. It's full-fledged battle on, and Q addresses that, and that's one of the reasons why I like Q. Q is not necessarily addressing any political agenda in the broad sense of the term. Here and there, he may say something about Facebook or the Silicon Valley or this special interest group or that special interest group, but by and large, it's anti-kleptocracy, and that strikes a nerve with a lot of us because I get very frustrated. I don't necessarily think of myself as a fundamentalist. Where I do get into a fundamentalist mindset, where a position where my positions are irrefutable and I can't hear anything else, is that we fended off, and we're now fighting a kleptocracy that is evil. We saw in the Obama administration, we saw the most corrupt and abusive administration in history. The most corrupt and abusive administration in history, with no close seconds. And they were intent on world domination. They had bad plans for a lot of us. They had bad plans. So, in the spirit of unification, I do need to say, though, that we are a coalition and not a cult, and I don't want us to descend into a cult. So, when I read Q-related material, or I watch the videos and I read the comments, and there are a lot of people with whom I have a staunch disagreement, and I think we need to bring some of this out into the open, that we have to be careful. Just because we're unified, we don't necessarily sacrifice our skepticism. We do not necessarily sacrifice our skepticism. Within the realm of Q Nation, there are quite a few people with whom I have staunch disagreements. I will explore many of these at a later time, but I will dispense with one falsity today. It surprises me, first of all, how many 9/11 revisionists there are within Q Nation. 9/11 revisionism is something I don't even consider. I've not ever really considered because it just seems too wacky. When certain people have said that they are 9/11 revisionists, I mean, I give you an example. Tracy Beans alluded once. She didn't come out and call herself that. Those are my words. But she alluded that her odyssey began with 9/11. I had a jaw-dropping whiplash moment because Tracy Beans seems to me to be a font of reason, and for her to fall for something like the 9/11 revisionism was surprising. Okay, yeah, extremely surprising. I don't want to do a hit and run criticism of 9/11 revisionists. I will revisit that matter in full at a later time, and you can take whatever pot shots you want with me and call me a neocon if you like. I don't care. Second thing, Pizzagate. All right, Pizzagate. Do I believe in the Pizzagate conspiracy? No. Okay. Do I believe that John Podesta is a weasel? Yes. Do I believe that he had one suspicious email in which he referenced the ages of 3 children and said that in words to the effect that they would be the evening's entertainment? Yeah, I do believe that. Should that have been investigated? Hell yes, it should have been investigated. And if local authorities didn't investigate it, they should all be terminated from their job. Just from their job. Not terminated in the moral sense of the term. But they should be fired. You're fired. Yeah, there was a really suspicious email. Does that mean that I believe in a larger Pizzagate child molestation conspiracy? No. And I'm not going to do a hit and run criticism. I will revisit that at a later time. And you can take pot shots at me and call me a denier and whatever else you want to call me. I don't care. Third, I reject the idea that there is widespread, I guess it's a worldwide conspiracy of human trafficking. I admit I'm probably less informed on this than on a lot of other things. When you say human trafficking, I'm still thinking of like the guy in Cleveland with 3 girls in the basement kind of thing. It's not, I think of it on that scale. It's just not something that people right out of Ivy League schools go into human trafficking. It seems a little bit unusual to me. Now, I'll admit that my is probably much more widespread than I'm willing to admit. It's more than 3 girls in the basement, but it's probably not a worldwide conspiracy involving most of humanity or large sectors and sections of humanity. I'm not buying that part. No. So we can revisit that one. I don't have a strong opinions about that, but my opinions, at least my perspective was probably wrong. It's probably I probably downscaled the whole phenomenon a little bit, whereas, or downsized, I should say, the phenomenon a little bit. And, we can come back to that one at a later time. I don't think it involves tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions of people. Don't think so. Fourth, I don't believe that our elites drink baby blood. We can revisit that one too, and you can take pot shots at me and say all sorts of things. A baby blood denier. He's a baby blood denier. Don't ever follow him because he's a baby blood denier. Don't believe in adrenochrome conspiracies either. Don't buy it. No. If you want to come with some hard evidence, names, addresses, time, plays, scientific papers. These people on this date extracted adrenochrome and distributed it in this manner, and we can show that it was effective. Okay, we can revisit that, and I'd be happy to do so. But for now, I'd like to just address one of those. That I'm going to talk about the Eric Prince the Eric Prince story. That it goes something like this. In October, leading up to the election, New York City detectives. Oh, no. We're going to come back to this one. This is already overrunning. It's going to need more time than that. What's the sign off I have? I know oh yeah, here we go. Get ready. Ready? Roll the credits. Let's roll the credits.